I want to talk about double standards, hypocrisy, ignorance, and general depravity. And no, I'm not talking about the call-in segment during Sean Hannity's radio show today. I'm talking about that infamous Trump Tower meeting. There are sort of two conflicting arguments from Donald Trump, not surprisingly, about the Trump Tower meeting that happened with this Russian lawyer, Natalia Veselnitskaya, with the purpose of getting dirt on Hillary Clinton to help Trump win the election. The first one is the meeting was totally legal. Collusion isn't a crime. The other is it's actually Hillary who colluded with Russia and she should be investigated, which of course you would only do if it was a possible crime that was committed. Yesterday on the show, we focused on the second one, right? The countless claims from Donald Trump that Hillary colluded with Russia and should be investigated by Robert Mueller or the FBI or law enforcement or whoever's willing to do it. Today, I want to focus more on the other part of the argument, which is that the meeting at Trump Tower with Russians promising dirt on Hillary Clinton was legal, as Donald Trump has claimed. And this goes back to Donald Trump's tweet over the weekend, where Donald Trump admitted for the first time that the point of the Trump Tower meeting with Russians was not to talk about adoptions, but to get dirt on Hillary Clinton. And Donald Trump said in this tweet, quote, "Fake news reporting, a complete fabrication, that I am concerned about the meeting my wonderful son Donald had in Trump Tower. This was a meeting to get information on an opponent, totally legal and done all the time in politics, and it went nowhere. I did not know about it." There is an excellent article in I believe it's the LA Times, written by former U.S. Attorney and current law professor Harry Littman, along with David Lieberman, where they explain the meeting was not totally legal. Meeting with a foreign power to get help with an American presidential election isn't legal. And this is one of the most precise explanations of the possible criminality I've read so far, and I encourage you to read it as well. There's a federal law, 18 U.S. Code subsection 371, called conspiracy to commit an offense against or to defraud the United States. Some of those Russians indicted by Robert Mueller already were charged under this specific law. And the defrauding of the United States can include, quote, any conspiracy for the purpose of impairing, obstructing, or defeating the lawful function of any department of government, even if the object of the conspiracy is not a criminal offense. Let's see if we can unpack that a little bit. The object of becoming president doesn't need to be a criminal offense. I mean, it isn't, right? Trying to be president is not illegal. But conspiracy to obstruct the way that the Federal Election Commission says elections are supposed to run, for example, not allowing foreign nationals to contribute to elections, including both money and things of value like dirt on Hillary, that's still a crime, even if your end goal, becoming president, is not illegal in and of itself. There's another really important part of conspiracy law. Not only is the objective not relevant, the success of the conspiracy doesn't matter. Trump, even in that tweet I put up for you, insists he never got the dirt on Hillary from Russia. According to the law, as Littman and Lieberman explain, as long as you agreed to pursue the dirt on Hillary from Russia, conspiracy has been committed. And Littman and Lieberman argue that the Trump Tower meeting fits the description of conspiring to defraud the United States, regardless of whether they got the dirt or didn't. This adds, by the way, to the speculation that Don Jr. is in legal trouble. Littman and Lieberman write that Mueller, just based on what's publicly known, could likely already indict Donald Trump Jr. So he should be very worried, even though Trump is saying he's not at all worried because it was totally legal and they didn't get the dirt anyway. Actual law professors say, no, Donald Trump Jr. should be worried. And that's what we've been thinking for the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to come down to prosecutorial discretion, right? It's whether or not Mueller wants to press charges against Don Jr. for this. Because, I mean, you know, we kind of joke about this whole they had never worked on a campaign thing. But that is true to some degree. Like, maybe he didn't know that that was criminal. And
I don't
Mueller
think that's
could
an
say
excuse.
that we don't want to press charges on him because of this.
You're referring to sort of like the intent element that is
Right.
there when it comes to crimes. In the way that this law appears to be written, regardless of whether you know that it's against the law to do this, regardless of whether what you want help to do isn't illegal, which in this case it's not, becoming president, that it would still be a crime for which one could be indicted. But you are right. I mean, regardless, ultimately, there's going to be significant gray area here for prosecutors to figure out who do they want to charge and with what.
And as you know, this is just about what the public knows. I'm sure there's a
Exactly.
lot more than just the Trump Tower meeting.
No
So
doubt.
we'll have to see.
Not only that, our entire discussion today has been just about conspiracy to defraud. We haven't even touched on possible obstruction of justice, witness tampering, and other crimes. And hopefully Mueller is looking into those. But again, merely on the public knowledge about the Trump Tower meeting, we have legal experts increasingly agreeing that a crime likely has been committed here. We'll see if Trump's lawyers can clean it up for him.